Alright everybody, welcome back to the final part of my Argent Dead set review. I am Puns, and today we're going to be talking about the multicolor, the lands, and just getting over some final thoughts about everything I've been thinking about for the set, because I have a lot of thoughts. Alright, start out with the vows. They're particularly neat. I like the vows. It's also very interesting that it looks like half of them got vowels and the other half got Cylixes. It's very interesting which ones got which. Yeah, but it looks like we went 5 and 5 down the middle of those. But Praxis, I think, is a good target for vowels because there's a lot of Praxis out there that are just very much Praxis aggressive decks. And they're very much punch, punch, punch. And it also often feels bad to draw power so late. I mean, at any point in your games, you're fixing your power, you're thinning your deck. Because, like, the other thing about these aggro decks is they would run less power if they could. They would run a bunch, like, just to get as much, to get them by, and to get them just going, to run less power. And, getting out those excessive powers is good. Especially for the aggro decks. I think that's what's good from here. And also fixing for particular colors is always nice. They may have more utility in draft than they do in constructed formats, but I still think they're really neat design space and fitting at your deck. And there's also like other ways of utilizing power in your void. These various other cards. I kind of wish they'd done more with that. I know they announced these vows, and there's a couple options of playing power from your void, but really not a lot to really push these vows into being able to be better like that. But also, you take a damage. I don't know why that was necessary to put on these. I don't understand why they gave them a drawback. I guess because the power never comes into play depleted. So, I mean, I guess that deserves some kind of downside. I don't know. I guess there's no opportunity for this ever to come into play depleted, so might as well just ping him for 1, which is not too terribly relevant. Just watch out. I have been the first person. I don't know. I wonder if I was the first person to kill myself with an emblem, because it happened on the day 1 of the previous expansion, but I probably wasn't, and I'm not gonna. Certainly not the last that'd be able to do it, but yep, these are certainly interesting, and I think they go well in aggressive decks that don't care about getting a lot of power in the end game. But at the same time, you don't want to get rid of all of your power right away, because you gotta have some for Jack. Am I right? Because making sure you have that power in hand for Jack is always important. But I think these are very neat design space. They're probably going to see most of your play and draft, but they're very, very cool. Alright, Sandblast Mage is a 2-power, triple fire, 1-time, 3/2 mage with decay. And the ultimate paid for to give Sandblast. Why do I call it Sandblast? I'm mixing up Vandal Blast and Sandblast. That's how you get Sandblast. Pay 4 to give Sandblast Mage +2/+2 for each spell with cost 5 or more in your void. Summon Plunder. Okay, this is another one of the 5 cost or more spells matter cards. And I don't get it. I really don't get it. But it's... And another one, giving decay on a smaller creature like this also don't make a lot of sense. You need to give decay to things with big butts. That's what decay should go on, not these weird 3/2s. And it's very nice that it has plunder on top of it, so you're getting being able to draw things or get that power when you need it. Really, I don't know. It's interesting like that. It's possible to play on turn 2. If you play the 1 depleted power that gives you 2 influence, and then you play a Praxis something. But you're not gonna be playing this on turn 2. This is a later in the game card, because ideally you're playing and ultimating at the same turn. I mean, really, if you're really thinking about it, because I mean, if you're playing a bunch of because you want a bunch of 5-cost cards in your void to make it even the ultimate matter, and I'm running myself around in circles trying to justify this card. It's a 1 right now. I don't see this being good, honestly. The ultimate doesn't do anything for me. And it's weird they gave it to K. Like, I honestly would have given it Overwhelm. Just give it something like that. Overwhelm is, like, pretty common to this stuff. I don't know. Kind of a miss for me. And then we have Angelica, Praxis Infuser, who is a 4-power, double fire, quadruple time, 3/8 warrior. And you can pay 1 to exhaust Angelica to give one of your units plus attack plus health this turn equal to the highest cost among spells and weapons in your void. Huh. Where to begin with this? It's weird that you have to exhaust her. I mean, I feel like she's there because, I mean, that 3/8's a big butt. I'm not saying about that, but that's a 3/8 for a 4. That, again, it's probably unlikely you're gonna play it on 4, but that want you to have played high cost spells and weapons, to really benefit from it. I don't see it, because big units, I get it, but I don't see this making more than 5 because, like, this color combination is not known for big spells. It's just not. And I don't know. I don't know where this goes, but I don't know what their design idea behind this is of where it goes. Anything, I think it just ends up as a 3/8. Maybe in the late game, you get value from it, but maybe there's some value in that 8 health. I just don't know what to make about this card. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But that's the best I can do on this. It's a legend, so they see something in it. I mean, I guess it's a legend. You gotta make a legend because it's a 3/8, but it's weird. Then we go to have, I guess we talk about the Cylixes now. Depleted unless you already have double fire or double green. If you've got both, if you've been good, you get a treasure trove. And on top of that, you just gain a fire and a justice. These cards are nuts. Like, they are absolutely nutter butters, slam dunk, design-wise. Because, like, it's kind of a worry getting so much influence in play. We've seen how all crazy a lot of these guys are just to pull off. But, oh boy. Yeah. 4-ofs. Like, instant 4-ofs. Like, especially when you can play these alongside crests. It's just kind of insane. Because they work well with crests. They work with other dual powers. Especially if you can, but I guess you're only running 25 power at this point. You're not forced to feel like at this point you have to run, like, banners when you don't want to, or seats when you don't want to. You have these, in certain color combinations, you have these Cylixes, to hold you, to keep you going through there. And it's good they put it Rakano colors, because Rakano is absolutely the color combination that wants these, because they come into play undepleted, hopefully, crossing your fingers, especially if you're playing Rakano, because I've said it before, I'll say it again. It's so easy to get Justice Influence in this format. And if you got them both, then you get the Treasure Trove, which is super nice. It's super nice that your power works for you. And, Yeah, and you're getting influence with these. These are super good, very well designed, very happy, and I guess we'll comment on which ones get it. Like, it's very good they gave them to the aggressive, because they seem to fit better for aggressive as well than the other ones did. Like, I get it, because I mean, like, Rakano's a very naturally aggressive. Praxis is kind of a rampier, because I mean, there's a lot of big fat Praxis people, like Heart of the Void, Kairos, a lot of big beefy one like that, which doesn't make any sense. You're getting rid of your power that you would need to further on play these things, but I don't know. But Rakano Cylix makes total sense. Total baller card. Yeah, the slam dunk on play design. Well done, making something really cool and interesting. I think the Ironthorn Lawman looks like we have a cycle of 2-cost triple cards. I mean, quadruple cards. Very difficult to play on turn 2. Ironthorn Lawman is a 2-power, triple green, 1 fire, 3/2 gunslinger. And with Surge, gain an additional influence of that type. Ugh. Trigger that surge twice. Trigger that surge twice. I'm guessing it doesn't trigger other people's surges though, because I feel like we would go infinite if that happened. Cause I'm already thinking of how crazy, busted, bizarre Martial Ironthorn is right now with the ability, but I mean, he's a 3/2, and he has Plunder on top of him as well, just in case you needed something else to work with him. Yeah, this card is great. I think it sees play in the Surge deck. Because I don't know if that says gain an additional. Because if you read the Oracle text for Surge, it says does something when you gain an influence. So gained it. This should go infinite. It should trigger itself. You should go infinite on influence. I don't know. I don't know how this works. Or how this interacts with Martial Ironthorn, because Martial Ironthorn gives you 2 power, or if you play 2 power at once, or if you play 2 influences here. My heart's breaking, because we were just reading the text of Surge. Maybe there is a greater glossary. Surge. Billy's happy you gain an influence. Mr. Ironthorn, you're gaining me a bunch of influence. Because it would lead me to believe that second influence does not trigger. Well, certainly doesn't trigger himself, or he'd go infinite. But does not trigger anybody else's Surge. Because I feel like if you're gaining an additional influence, I wonder, like, okay, the same thing, like you played a 2. I don't know. This is confusing me greatly, because like the way that Surge is written, I'm greatly distressed by this. But well, I'm gonna try it out with good old fashioned testing eventually. So it's on the back burner of things to do. So, but now look what I opened. I'm very, very happy I opened this. We have Marley Heroic Marshal. Marley Heroic Marshal is a 4-power, 4 fire, 2 justice. Gunslinger, 4/4. Surge, +2/+1, and overwhelm this turn. Yes. And you may silence an enemy unit or kill an enemy relic. Yes! All of this, yes! I am that guy. That is me right now. Like, I am that guy. I am on top of the world. Like, you You find me right there. That is me. I'm this card makes me excited. I don't even know who that is. Do we know who that is? Let me know in the comments if you know who this guy is, because I'm very interested in finding out who he is. Yeah, A+. I'm making more of her. I'm very happy I opened one. Cylix, we know what to do there. We have Krill Clan Raider. Krill Clan Raider is a 2-power, triple fire, 1 primal, 1/1 warrior, +1/+1 for each of your other units. With ultimate, pay 7 to kill each enemy weapon and curse. Wow. I don't know what to think about this card because, I mean, she seems okay. I wish she had a battle skill. Was it too much to give her a battle skill? I mean, charge. I mean, charge isn't out of the realm of possibility being in Skycrag. Maybe, overwhelm. Double damage. I don't know. It's certainly an interesting card, and I'm going to try it out. Some kind of mix. The ultimate's pretty decent. But she's low on the priority list to try out now. She's a 3. Then we have Canna. Uncontained. Canna Uncontained is a 4-power, double fire, 4 primal, 4/5 dragon shaman. She's a dragon shaman, guys. With flying killer. Ultimately, you have hit the enemy player with units 5 times. Draw a spell from your void. This card is awesome. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I'm about to say. This card is great. Like, a 4/5 flying killer. Like, this knows what we need. This card is very good. Can't wait to play with it. Probably going to craft a playset. It is high on my priority list to craft. Alright, the Vow. We have Syl, who has been downgraded to a rare. Syl, Cabal Strongarm is a 2-power, triple shot on 1 fire, 5/1 rogue with decay. One of one units with 5 attack or more dies. Play a 1/1 vampire bat with flying and lifesteal. No thanks. I know you're a 5/1 for 2, but I'm not going to play you in 2. I don't like this. You know what is decay, too. It's not what I want from a decay card. It's not what I want from decay. Alright. Yeah, so we're looking at this, and it's bad. I'm sorry, Syl, you're bad. But BHutan Death's Reach. Oh my god. BHutan's Death Reach is a 4-power, quadruple fire, double shadow, nightmare gunslinger. Looks like the guy from the Village People. I post this gif everywhere of that guy. You've seen it. I'm gonna post it in the below. But he's got charge and imbue. When you imbue BHutan, of course I'm going to call him BHutan. He's not Button. He's BHutan. Like Majin Buu. Kill an enemy units with less attack than the stun unit. This card is goofy, bananas, nutter butters, slam dunk. This is exactly what you want to be doing on 4. It's got charge. And if you're not using Bandit Queen, you're using this. Oh, especially when we can make them back to back. When you can imbue Bandit Queen. Oh man, it turns that 3/2 body into an actual killing machine. Yeah, this card's very good. Gotta clear that way. Yeah, I can't wait to try him out. I'm actually he comes in the theme deck, and we're just gonna talk about that in a minute. Alright. Comrade Val, we have Genetrix. Arel Wayward Genetrix. Out of the promo into a set. She is a 2-power triple time 1 justice, 3/4 cleric. Good stats. Players can't discard cards. Surge. The next unit you play this turn gets +1/+1. I wonder if that stacks. So if I trigger her surge multiple times before I play a unit, I wonder if that scales that up or not. I'm assuming it does. My assumption is that she, in her infinite wisdom, lets you just keep jacking it up. So the next card you play is aligned with that. Which, if that's the case, that's actually pretty decent. Kind of where we want to be on a Combri aggro deck. Seems pretty good. Then we have Diana, Faith's Shield. Diana, Faith's Shield is a 4-power, quadruple justice double time. Flying, summon, draw a card. You gain 2 health and 2 armor. And then you can pay 12 to give Diana plus attack and health equal to your total influence. This card is so good. This card is fantastic. You're gonna get to that 12 because you're in Combri. Like, you want as many of these as you can fit your deck as you can, because she replaces herself. She gains your life. She gains your armor. She gains you 4 health here. She draws a card, gains you 4 health, and she can get big. Like, if they can't deal with her, she can get big. Like this card quite a bit. It's incredibly solid. Elysian Cylix. Okay. Womp Miso is a 2-power triple primal time 2/2 Yeti Dinosaur with the following ability. Your Yetis are invulnerable to snowballs. At the start of each player's turn, they play a snowball. Then, if there are 4 more in voids, 4 more what? 4 more snowballs, transform Womp and Miso into a 6/6 party pair. And party pair, you're invulnerable to snowballs. At the start of your turn, when you attack with one of our units, play a snowball. This card confuses me greatly. Okay. When have Yetis ever been Elysian? Do they want us to go Gen Yetis? Because I like when Yetis are fire. I can't think of any. I guess you get the time out of this from Miso. But what happened to Ilya? Where's Ilya? We might not know. But it keeps the Yetis are invulnerable to snowballs. And it has endurance at that point. This is a weird card, guys. Especially because they get to snowball your face when this is in play. I guess if there's a way to crank out snowballs faster, this becomes a 2-mana 6/6. I guess is what you really want to build around this. I don't know. This card confuses me greatly, and I don't know how to evaluate it. But, I mean, yeah, I don't really know what to think. Why is this time here? Why is this time here? But then we have Danica, Ruined Witch. Danica, Ruined Witch is a 4-power, quadruple time, double primal 3/4 mage with Overwhelm and Imbue. And when you imbue a unit, draw a card. Okay. I can think of some uses for this. Especially with, we get some cool combos we can pull off with this. I'm just thinking of things like, because drawing cards is kind of good at Elysian. Sadi the Metamorph. With Sadi, you can, first off, you could, imbue Sadi, and you're drawing cards, so she's stunned. So, that's nice because she was just a 3/3 body anyway. And you're drawing a lot of cards here, from Sadi and from other things here, and I can see some goofy things you could pull off with these weird Elysian cards. Might have to experiment with them, but might not. Ooh, we get a Xena and Cylix. I am so glad we get a Xena and Cylix. Then we have a Hasty Builder. Hasty Builder is a 2-power, triple-time Shadow 2/3 soldier. It says your ultimate abilities are fast. I guess the ones that require pay. Ultimate page to shuffle a void of your choice into its owner's deck. Okay. This is another tool for the Ultimates Matter deck, with the Marius Mandrake, which is interesting. I always can get behind cheap Ultimates. Yeah, it's good to see them. And we get to Catra the First Seal. See, Catra the First Seal is a 4-power, double-time, quadruple shadow 5/3 cultist with spells can't leave the enemy void. And Surge, +1/+1, and you gain a health. Summon, play a power card from your void depleted for each of your units. Okay. Which makes me even crazier is why did they give Xena the Cylix? Why? Why didn't they give them a Vow? I don't know. But beyond that, I mean, it seems interesting that we have everything like this. I think we can it's quite the combo there to go off. We've already joked about Catra Tribal, but it makes a lot of sense with a lot of the life gain support we have, because eventually you go infinite, just quite nice. So we have that. Yeah, this card, amazing, fantastic. Great job. Because we're going to be pumping out influence like it's a bee's knees. Alright, Ania, Master Sleuth. Ania Master Sleuth is a 2-power, triple justice, primal, 3/2 gunslinger with Aegis. You can't lose Aegis while Ania has Aegis. Summon, you get an Aegis. Love it. Solid card. Going in our horror aggro deck. Definitely love it. Definitely gonna play with Ania. Definitely. Roshi the Entrancer. Roshi the Entrancer is a 4-power, double justice, quadruple primal, 1/1 mage with imbue. Summon Imbue Roshi with an enemy unit as well. So you can imbue with 2 enemy units, but I don't know. This is pretty decent. I don't know who this goes with, but maybe it goes with Ania. Because I was thinking too, you can stun Ania and she can still keep her Aegis. See, this was the comment I was thinking of, because it was something that you did to her, and it's not something an opponent did, so it would not actually break the Aegis. So you go into Ania, into Roshi, and gains 3/2 and stuns something, and you can't lose Aegis, and yeah, it's interesting. I like it. We're gonna play around with Roshi. Definitely playing around with Roshi. Neat guy. And then we move on to our Argent cards. We have Bartolo Beguiling. He's a feisty man. Bartolo Beguiling is a 2-power triple shadow justice 3/3 gunslinger rogue. When you steal one or more cards, Bartolo gets +1/+1. Once per turn, you pay 5 to steal a card from any player's choice from their hand. You take 5 damage. Whew. This is a card, guys. This is surely a card. Like, I mean, I like stealing cards, especially with new Dizo. New Dizo makes stealing cards quite easy. Solid. I mean, his card looks pretty decent. Some kind of Argent port deck. Especially you get to pay 5 to steal a card from their hand. You take 5 damage, but you get to steal a card from their hand. I'm all about that. Cool, solid card. Aha. Let me have our Argent port. Rollant Iron Tyrant. Now, Rollant Iron Tyrant is a 4-power quadruple justice double shadow 2/5 with decay and endurance. This is what I'm talking about. When enemy unit dies, play a 1/1 Silverblade Reaper with flying and deadly. That rolling gets +1/+1. This thing is so good. See, this is the kind of card that needs decay. Big butt. Pretty okay. At least some amount of attack. This is what we need with decay. This card is very good. I've owned it for a week and I haven't even been able to play with it. But I'm excited to try it out. I'm excited to dig in. See what it's really about. Then we have our last 2-color faction here. We have Fortune Teller. Now, Fortune Teller is a 2-power triple primal shadow. 3/4 shaman. Your card's revenge into the top 5 cards of your deck instead of the top 10. Summon Plunder. Neat. That's cool. Like, Mocto never dies. Mocto never dies. It's good because, I mean, revenge are very hit or miss sometimes, and so it's neat to see something like this happen. Whether it's good or not, we'll see. But it is a neat. I appreciate the effort on this card. It's a good body. And it plunders. I'm all for this. All right, and then finally, for our multicolor cards, we have a Rindra Infiltrator. Rindra Infiltrator is a 4-power quadruple shadow double primal 2/3 elf unseen. It's a lot. It's a mouthful. And it gets +4/+4 on lifesteal if you've played a spell this turn. Cool. Summon the enemy player discards a card of their choice from their hand. Okay, this card, definitely, it kind of bums me out because it's not as good as other Rindra. Other Rindra is much better than this card, and I get it. This is a power down version for Expedition, but I don't know. Having to rely on playing a spell every turn just to get a boost and attacking. I'd rather rely on Nightfall than play a spell. And even then, you really didn't need to rely on Nightfall. It was just a solid body, the Rindra Infiltrator. And so, it was just a slightly bit better body when you had Nightfall. And, I don't know. The discarding thing is fine. I'm just not a real big fan of this card. It just kind of rubs me the wrong way. And I don't see myself playing with it anytime soon. But that's it for the multicolor. Let's move on to the artifacts here. All right. Now, let's look at some goofy stuff that we have going on here. Because there's a lot to talk about for these cards. Wandering Beholder. Wandering Beholder is a 1-power 1/1 cultist. With, oh my god. With decay. Gotta throw it out there first. And if you have fire, time, justice, primal, shadow, and when their powers combine, you have +2/+2 and overwhelm. And if you managed to somehow get triple fire, triple time, triple justice, triple primal, and triple shadow. Wandering Beholder gets Aegis, double damage, and lifesteal. It doesn't even get any more attack and health. This card is goofy. Somebody out there, I know it's going to happen. I know already it's going to happen. It's going to go like reap into Wandering Beholder turn 1 with a 3/3 Aegis double damage lifesteal. It's gonna happen. Oh, this is a total meme. Total meme. We have Besieged the Throne, which is a 2-power draw a card, then plunder. It's pretty dope, not gonna lie. It's a limited card. Has no place in because it's almost kind of like a 2-power Seek Power. But you replace something else in your hand with a power. But I don't know, this card's very good limited. I feel like you play it in all your decks. Alright. Prism Golem. We finally see what this looks like. Well, we finally actually not see what it looks like. We finally have it from previously. Because previously it was made by the staff from the previous mini set made this thing. Which, by the way, that staff I think is going to be excellent in the new format. Because it triggers a lot of surges when stuff dies. You get -2/-2 for each influence you have. So he gonna die, unfortunately. But it's interesting to actually have him in a physical form now. So that's... And we've got a Wasteland Broker. Now this is good friend Barry's card. And it is quite the merchant. It is a very beefy merchant. You see, Wasteland Broker is a 4-power, 4/5 merchant. Summoning, you may put a card from your market in 3 additional copies of the top 20 cards of your deck. It's crazy. It's crazy. Because you're essentially putting a card from your market into your deck. Like you playing it. And then the neat thing about it is it's the top 20 cards of your deck. So, you're more likely to draw into it. And, that is really neat. That's a really neat ability. Especially when you start getting low on cards, too. You can refill back up. And it's a 4/5 body. It is the beefiest merchant money can buy. And it's really neat. I'm glad Barry got his card finally. Yeah. I like the design quite a bit. It's probably better in draft because you're, like... it gives you 4 copies of a card, essentially. It seems pretty crazy in draft when you can just pull that stuff out of your market and get 4 copies of a card. Yeah. But else, I think it's still a pretty neat card design. And then we have World Pyre, which is a 4-power relic. Once per turn, you may pay 4 to play a card from your hand with cost equal to or less than your total influence. Somebody's going to be cheating fatties into play. It's hard to rely on, but it's certainly a neat design. It certainly makes things discounted. It's a neat design area, but I don't quite know how you rely on it. And then finally, the last card we have on the set is the Determination Engine, who is invulnerable to damage on your turn as a 6-power 0/1 engine. And its summon ability says +1 attack for each influence you have the most of. Okay. Cost 6. So oftentimes it comes down to a 6/1 at the very least. Well, no, not at the very least, but oftentimes it comes down to 6/1 indestructible. but very neat card. Especially if it's invulnerable damage. I mean, it's easily taken care of, but other than that, you just keep swinging with it. It does not block. It just keeps swinging. Just keeps swinging. Well, alright, that does it for my complete set review. I've reviewed every single card in the set, and I have so many decks to try out, cards to craft, uses for my 150,000 gold. Now let's talk about the set as a whole. So, as a whole, I think it's a very, very strong set. I think we have a lot of really pushed cards, maybe a little too pushed, but I think the Surge mechanic is really cool. I think there's a lot of synergies to be mined, especially with some older cards, giving some older cards a shine, giving some stuff like Influence, like, man, Baby Ikaria, like, man, it used to be so much of a hindrance to make her ultimate go up, and that's going to be so much easier now. She's going to be a 4/3 so much more often than she was in the past. But, man, I can think of cards that are going to see uptick in play. Trailmaker. I think Trailmaker is going to come blazing back into the format because it's an easy way to get influence and time. Also ramp as well. Just so many other things. Like, a lot of older cards are going to start seeing play because, you know, influence matters, guys. And that's the theme of the set. They might as well just call the set Influence Matters. But thank you, everybody, for sitting through all these. If you did it, if you think I'm wrong, leave a comment below. Tell me what I'm wrong about. I'm going to start creating content on a more regular basis, making deck techs, all the content I can from YouTube. I don't know if I'm actually going to stream on YouTube or not. I haven't decided yet. But at the very least, I am going to be able to craft as much YouTube content as I can in the next 30 days. All right, guys, I will check you out later. And make sure you like my video and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you later.